and we're here with one of the greatest fighters of all time, Jermall Charlo. Thank you, brother. Listen, man, I've been watching you a lot. Who do you want to fight?
I mean,
want
the
to see
best
you.
out there.
You ever think about Benavidez? Would you fight him?
I fight him for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Then why you not getting?
You said he fight anybody. He ready.
Right. You know that.
I know, but why they not letting you fight this guy?
It's
this guy got me calling him the Mexican monk. Everybody's scared of this guy. And I hear you saying you want to fight him.
I just think his value is low. It's not worth as much as
fighting a fight like
Canelo. I'd rather.
It was at this moment Mike Tyson knew.
This is scared.
We the Charlo twins. We known for calling everybody out.
Right.
We called Canelo out for 5-6 years already.
Then fight the next best guy, the Mexican monster.
Who?
Benavidez.
He ain't no Mexican monster.
Oh, everybody's scared of him. Nobody's fighting him.
We box. We not scared of no human on earth.
Please call these people out. Listen, the whole world's looking at you. Call these people out,
What's up? It's the Jermall the Hitman Charlo. Let's get it. Who want it?
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name the names, please. The names need to be named.
They know who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Mexican monster. Canelo. All of them.
Come on. We want Benavidez.
He won't
shit. He want the real one of the homies shit. We can get in there and tangle.
Call him some name. Call him some. Say something else. Call him that. Say something like that.
I don't gotta disrespect him. Let him know. Mike, it ain't like that. It ain't like that no more.
Okay, I'm sorry. Stop.
After that moment, when Mike Tyson realized that Jermall Charlo wants no part of the Mexican monster, David Benavidez, Mike Tyson kept jabbing Jermall Charlo all night long about fighting David Benavidez, and you know what Charlo said in return?
Move up in weight class, go up to 168, challenge this man for all the marbles.
The Mexican monster, yeah.
The Mexican. You keep throwing that up every time.
I just want to. Did I say that
like
after people?
Instigating.
Yeah, he instigating.
Everybody's scared of this guy. Remember the guy was everybody scared of that guy? You talking a lot of shit. That's all I want you to say. Stop.
He asked Mike Tyson, "You keep bringing up Benavidez." He still don't get it. Mike Tyson thinks you scared. That's why he keep bringing up Benavidez. Mike Tyson wants you to fight him. That's why Mike Tyson keep bringing up Benavidez. Then when Charlo had enough, so he finally called out Benavidez, he did not even say it with his chest. It really looks like the good times done made Jermall Charlo soft. Respectfully.
There's no fighter equal to me, not even my twin brother. I grind different. I shine way different. I'm not necessarily worried about what he does good. I'm worried about what I do good and trying to perfect my game plan. And
that Jermall Charlo right there with that hunger is gone. Listen, I know Canelo Alvarez vacated his WBC title to duck his mandatory Jermall Charlo. Then this year alone, Canelo turned down $100 million guaranteed plus pay-per-view shares and sponsorships to fight both Charlo and Benavidez, where after the pay-per-view share, after the pay-per-view money is gathered, Canelo could have ultimately made around $200 million only for 2 fights, Charlo and Benavidez. Therefore, the Canelo fans shouldn't even be talking right now because Canelo is in a worse predicament. If Charlo is scared, then Canelo shits in his pants every time he hears the Mexican monster name. Since unlike Charlo and Benavidez, Canelo and Benavidez are actually in the same division, where Benavidez happens to be Canelo's mandatory as we speak, after Canelo stole Benavidez's belt like a thief. However, we're going to get to that later. For the meantime, yeah, we do know Canelo turned down fights to fight Charlo and has been ducking Charlo for the past 8 years. We do know that Gennady Golovkin turned down 2 offers to fight Charlo with the rematch clause. We also do know that Munguia turned down a fight with Charlo, as he has been Charlo mandatory for the past 3 years. But at the end of the day, or at least the night, who gives a damn? Who cares? Because Charlo himself doesn't care. If he cared enough, he would have told Mike Tyson all of this factual information on the biggest platform he ever had. You can tell Mike Tyson is not really updated when it comes to all of the boxing news. Can you just imagine Mike Tyson's reaction if Charlo would have told him that Canelo Alvarez requested the NBF Witness Protection franchise in order to duck him. Can you just imagine Mike Tyson's reaction to finding out that Canelo is the pioneer of the NBF league in the sport of boxing, where he created a duck belt in order to duck Charlo? I mean, Mike Tyson was literally talking about marketing yourself and using the social media platform in order to market yourself to Charlo, and Charlo still doesn't get it. One meme alone with Mike Tyson could have got him the Canelo fight if he would have exposed Canelo. Instead, he ended up becoming the meme of the night, all thanks to the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. Therefore, since Charlo doesn't even bother to think or care enough to talk about the fighters that ducked him from Canelo, Munguia, and Gennady Golovkin in order to at least promote himself, then why doesn't he talk about the fighters that actually want to fight him? If you don't want to talk about the ducks, let's talk about the warriors that actually want to fight you then. From Andrade to Benavidez. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, Charlo and Benavidez are not in the same division like Canelo and Benavidez. It's different. Well, guess what? He has no other option. I don't care about Benavidez being too big, nor not being in the same division as Charlo, because you have Mike Tyson calling him the Mexican monster. That alone should make Charlo want to fight Benavidez. Instead, he says, why you keep bringing up Benavidez? Yeah, he trying to instigate. Instigate? Man, Benavidez called you the P word. He doing that Teofimo Lopez shit. Instigate. What do you mean you a fighter? You supposed to be fighting for a living. Mike Tyson shouldn't be telling Charlo to say Benavidez's name. That's ass backward. Charlo should be saying Benavidez's name. And I could care less if he don't have a title. He's still undefeated, with or without the belt. Benavidez is the people champion, and he's the man to beat at 168. He got Canelo shook, turning down $55 million to fight him, plus pay-per-view, which is ultimately $100 million. And if Charlo really cares about a belt, then why didn't he fight Andrade? Why didn't he unify with Andrade? In fact, he turned down $7 million guaranteed to fight Demetrius Andrade for titles unification at middleweight. Hello, is anybody home? Instead, he called Andrade a horrible fighter. Charlo told Andrade to fight Montiel, a fighter that already has 4 losses and got knocked out by Munguia. Now, ironically today, Charlo is fighting Zaleski, Demetrius Andrade leftovers. It's funny how the world turns. Charlo tells Mike Tyson, Benavidez is not worth much. Really? But look who you fighting next. Zaleski. What the F is he worth? Respectfully. My point exactly. Benavidez is 20 times more popular than Zaleski. Then Charlo want to bring up Canelo to save face from fighting Benavidez. No, we're not going to do that. Because Canelo is already occupied. We already know Canelo ducked Charlo for $45 million. He turned that fight down. He also turned down a Benavidez fight. So Charlo can't use Canelo to justify not fighting Benavidez. That's not how it works. Canelo is not available. Plus, he turned down the fight, and he has been turning down the fight for the past 8 years. So Charlo can't use Canelo as an escape route. Absolutely not. He has to fight the best next in line, which is Andrade and Benavidez. See, I warned Charlo. I told him, you're not going to get that Canelo treatment where old media are going to look out for you the way they look out for Canelo. Wake up to reality. Stop dreaming. You don't have the complexion for the connection to get the ultimate protection the way Canelo do. You have the complexion for the neglection. Charlo didn't believe me. He did not want to listen. Now forget about old media. Even Mike Tyson is giving him that work. Mike Tyson sure wasn't being nice the way he was to Canelo, which is again why I kept telling Charlo you can't do what Canelo does and think you're going to receive the same reception. But again, Charlo didn't believe me. He went ahead and called Andrade a horrible fighter. Then he called David Benavidez a bum, a punching bag. He's just too big. This is what Charlo said, right? But did he receive the same reception as Canelo when Canelo ducked Andrade and Benavidez? Absolutely not. Even though Canelo's situation is worse. He turned down Andrade for undisputed, for $40 million guaranteed. He turned down Benavidez mandatory in the same division for $55 million guaranteed plus pay-per-view. That's why I said Canelo fans has no room to speak. They shouldn't even be a part of this conversation. To make matters worse, if Charlo is ducking Benavidez, Canelo has been ducking Charlo and Andrade for the past 8 years as he's looking to complete a full decade of ducking Charlo and Andrade. In addition to that, Canelo has been ducking Benavidez way longer than Charlo has been ducking Benavidez. When we talk about Canelo, we talking about the OG duck. So put some respect on his name.
Put some respect on my name.
Mike Tyson called Benavidez the Mexican monster. Now all of a sudden Canelo said, I don't fight Mexicans. I don't fight my people, only Europeans. Apparently Canelo forgot he fought Chavez Jr., Josecito Lopez moving up 2 weight divisions, and Angulo coming off a loss. Furthermore, there is no excuses for Jermall Charlo not to fight Benavidez or Andrade, but he's completely fine. He's only hurting his career. We don't have to worry about Charlo not getting an opportunity, so on and so forth, because now Andrade, the boogeyman at 160, and Benavidez, the boogeyman at 168, has agreed to fight each other next for the true champion of the people, not a man that's hiding behind a belt. The NBF Witness Protection franchise. Last but not least, Mike Tyson tried to teach Jermall Charlo how to market himself and use social media to promote himself, and it completely went over his head. See, the problem with these fighters today is that everybody wants to be Mayweather, but nobody wants to do or go through what Floyd Mayweather went through, which is as simple as fight everybody and beat everybody. And if you still stay undefeated after 20 years of doing so, then that's what Floyd Mayweather did.
Well, tell me, so like, what's the difference now from like your era to today? Like, what's the difference? Is it because of the promoters, the TV networks that everybody not matching up?
Market yourself.
No one was afraid of anyone. Everyone really believed they can beat him.
But it's a business, more business,
Yeah,
it's more money than
absolutely.
ever
Floyd
before.
Mayweather changed the game of it when he turned into the pretty boy.
Yeah, that was cool too. But he had to get in that ring and fight too. He had to fight the best competitor. He wiped everybody out. And that's why he's who he is. He beat everybody. He beat everybody I thought would give him a chance. He's wiped everybody out. Nobody can even match him. The best. He didn't pick guys. He took the best. Even the guys I picked against him, he beat everybody, made everybody wrong.
Right.
And that's why he's who he is. Yeah, but Floyd, Floyd's just a bad nigga. Even though people don't like him, they gotta give him his fucking
No, we
praise.
like him.
You
We
gotta
like
give him his
Floyd.
praise.
He just
The green print is not, don't fight anybody, just keep your undefeated record. Absolutely not. The green print is fight everybody, and if you stay undefeated, then you the GOAT. You TBE. If Floyd Mayweather was in Jermall Charlo's shoes and he has Mike Tyson telling him that Benavidez is the Mexican monster, he would have fought Benavidez yesterday before today. You think Floyd Mayweather would have said, no, he's too big, the way Jermall Charlo did? Absolutely not. We know that to be a fact because Floyd Mayweather went after the biggest monsters of his time for 2 decades. They told Floyd Mayweather Hernandez is too big, too strong, too experienced for you. You only been a pro for 1.5 years. You're not ready. Floyd Mayweather said, dismiss me with the bullshit. Give me the fight, then stopped him. Then they told Floyd Corrales is the monster that's knocking out everybody. He has an iron chin. And he was 20 to 25 pounds bigger than Floyd Mayweather naturally. You think Floyd Mayweather pulled off a Charlo and said, nah, he's too big? Absolutely not. He met the challenge head on and knocked out Corrales with ease. In fact, 90% of the fighters Floyd Mayweather fought were 15 to 20 pounds bigger than him. Floyd Mayweather was always at a disadvantage because he kept moving up in weight. However, more impressively, every time they named someone, Floyd Mayweather went after him. From Corrales, Ricky Hatton, Baldomir, Mosley, Pacquiao, Cotto, Canelo, Oscar De La Hoya, so on and so forth. And if a fight didn't happen on time, it was because they were ducking Floyd. Like when Manny Pacquiao turned down a 50-50 offer, prime for prime, because of a steroid test. That's what made Floyd Mayweather the GOAT, the Michael Jordan of boxing, because he fought Canelo when he was a grandpa at his 5th weight division, when Canelo outweighed him by 15 pounds naturally. Floyd didn't say, "Oh man, I'm 36 years old. I'm old as heck. I'm not fighting this big man that's calling me out." Absolutely not. Floyd Mayweather went after the challenge where he popped Canelo cherry so bad that Canelo is having nightmares to this day from fighting any black American undefeated fighter. The point I'm making is that this is what Mike Tyson meant when he said, you have to take advantage of social media and market yourself. Mike Tyson didn't mean just go on social media and start trolling. Of course not. That's not gonna cut it. What Mike Tyson meant is take advantage of the moment. Go after the biggest challenge available. Then market yourself on social media before, during, and after the fight by taking advantage of the moment in the conquest of becoming the baddest man on the planet. That's what Floyd Mayweather did. Floyd Mayweather wasn't talking shit. Floyd Mayweather was talking facts whenever he fought. That's why people listened. That's why whenever Floyd Mayweather said something, before, leading up to a fight, or now, it always comes off authentic because it's real. It's not fake, which allowed him to market himself to the max. But it all starts off with a fighter wanting to fight everybody in a conquest to prove that they are the one, the baddest man on the planet. And if someone loses, it's okay. Even Muhammad Ali lost, the greatest of all time. But he always came back to fight the best. Then he came back and avenged them losses. That's what these fighters have to understand today. Don't let them mute you. Just be you and fight everybody. It's that simple. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.